welcome to the Music and Crypto Podcast, powered by BeatzCoin. Sit back and listen to artists, crypto experts, and many different guests tell their stories as we get deep into the art of music and revolutionary crypto space. So let's get started.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the official Music and Crypto Podcast. I know it's been several weeks since our last episode, and I want to apologize for that, but I can guarantee you that we will be filled with at least 1 to 2 episodes weekly for the next several weeks. We have a lot going on with the project. VibraVid's moving, and we'll definitely get those music and crypto hangouts with Snow going on, and maybe even have some live episodes planned for the community to join us and ask whatever questions they've got. So we've got a lot of good news on the forefront. So make sure you are staying in tune to our social media accounts so you can stay up to date on the latest and the greatest. But let's get to our weekly episode. I had the opportunity to interview Miss Gina Kiani of Musically Grown LLC. She does various productions and has a book called Our First Years Musically Grown, which focuses on instilling music into the young children so they grow up musically inclined. So let's go ahead and get straight to it. And to lead us into the interview, we have her song Earth Child that we'll play a clip of. And this song is absolutely awesome. Let's check it out.
Oh, come into the forest, come down by the sea. Come over where the island breeze is singing to the trees. Deep beneath the ocean, through tundra and grasslands, where the river runs off the edge of mountain grains of sand. Earth child, we're all children of the earth. Sustainability means allowing for rebirth, allowing plants and animals what they need to survive, calling children of the earth, keep the planet alive.
All right, everybody, I am here with Miss Gina Kiani, also known as Jacova Penn, in her productions. How are you doing this morning, Gina?
Oh, I'm doing good, Alex. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm happy to be doing a podcast after several weeks off, and I'm ready to chat about everything that you have going on in your life and your mission, and just have a little fun.
Great, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about VibraVid and when I can get on that platform and check you guys out there too.
Yeah, we're really, really excited, and we've got a ton of great news coming up, so we know that it's going to be very exciting for the community. But let's talk a little bit more about you. When I discovered you, it was through the Artist Accelerator program that you put your information in, and I saw what you were doing for kids. These are the kind of things that we like to talk about here in the Music and Crypto Podcast. Obviously, we're going to get into the crypto side, but I thought this was a new element of bringing in youth when it comes to music. But first off, tell me about yourself and kind of how you got into this.
I think that the motivation behind the first book is just having my daughter. And I did get, my first degree in multimedia design, and then after that, my undergrad I did at Berkeley for natural resources, and so kind of combining those knowledge-based skill sets into producing something that I was just inspired to. It's mostly stemmed around environmentalism and eco-consciousness, but also diversity and acceptance of other people and the planet and species, and allowing for sustainability and things like that. So that, I think, is the foundation of the motivation, is just kind of love for eco-consciousness and wanting my daughter to have that same love. And and, and for the sake of the planet, for, as many children, possible to have that same love.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic. I love how that's your mission, because that's kind of what we need to preach, the love and really getting closer one another. And music is one of the best ways to do it, right? So you have Musically Grown LLC. How are you musically grown? That's my question.
Well, I mean, so the book now I'm working on kind of goes into that philosophy and the theories I have on that, as far as, I think music is just kind of an innate modality that, transcends cultures and whatnot, that, is this language that speaks to people. And there's all kinds of messages in music. So, why not focus on music that kind of is focused on sustainability and being nice to each other and accepting differences and things like that.
That's a very good point. I believe music does speak a lot of languages, and there's a lot of messages, whether they're subliminal or out there. But, and the thing is, you see like these, as kids grow up and they get teenagers and they go to adulthood, you see a lot of music that's, may sound good to listen to, but it may not really be, the best thing from from certain points of views, right? I'm trying to stay as neutral as possible.
I remember when I was a kid, like, I don't know, I maybe just hit teenager, 14 or 15, I don't know. And it was like, I wanted to hear music that had, the explicit label, like, oh my goodness, this is bad. And so
like Eminem back in the day. Oh man, I thought I was like, oh man, I'm listening to Eminem.
Yeah. Rebels.
But with children, I definitely see the importance in kind of starting them off on the right foot so they can have a conscience when it comes to these very important matters, as far as our environment goes, as far as treating other people. So that's awesome. So what is your goal with Musically Grown LLC? And tell me kind of like what you have envisioned for it, and what you're doing now, what's going to happen in the future with it.
So I think with the LLC, it's more about just focusing on productions that speak a message of just both ego-conscious and collective consciousness, and mindfulness, and for example, like Different But the Same. It kind of compares differences in humanity and how we see our differences, but at this, in comparing that to biodiversity, like the indicator for biodiversity is the diversity. The eco diversity is like kind of the measure tool of that. So taking that same message from not just the environment, but to humanity, and trying to produce music and writings and videos and just multimedia content that speaks to those, kind of intrinsic messages of, love for each other, love for the planet.
Yeah, you've got a few videos already out there on YouTube, right?
Yeah, there's a couple out there I'm working on. I kind of took a little hiatus, a little, disorganization in my life there for a couple of years, but I'm getting back into it now. And I'm working on, another video for the children's book. And, I eventually want to have a video for each of the songs. And, at the same time, I'm working on the new book, which is, the first one is kind of geared more towards a younger audience. And the next one, more an adult audience, and, talking about modalities of mindfulness and meditation, using like music and mudras and mantras and movement like yoga and things like that to kind of tap into, this field of consciousness, so to speak, that I believe kind of is the dark matter that is the vastness of existence, so to speak. Like there's more dark matter than there is actual matter, like actual, objects that you can touch are only like 4% of existence.
Yeah, they say that. Yeah, I've heard of that. They say that 96% is dark energy, dark matter, and they say they don't even know what it is. So it's very intriguing. This whole concept, and it really makes you think, right?
Well, I really am right now kind of just fascinated with the modern physics view of ancient philosophies, like the 0-point field that is, provable through equations in physics that has, the same, that resonates with what you read from ancient Sanskrit texts about the Akashic field, and how there's this informational field that connects everyone, and that and that everybody has the psychic ability, so to speak, to not just communicate with each other, and focusing on how we communicate with each other, even subconsciously and internally, and how that affects our external world. And so that's kind of where my interest really lies, and trying to get that message, across in music to both, youth and adults alike.
I must say, Gina, that makes for a very, very deep podcast. Because
I'm not trying to blow you away too much.
No. It's I know there's a lot to it. I mean, honestly, like, I've always seen this universe as one big, huge math equation that, you can tweak here and there as history goes on. And I don't know, I really feel like there's so much unknown, but it's definitely something interesting. It brings a different flavor. And boy, I tell you, like, if we were to go on to that subject, we'd probably have to do like a 5-part series, and they're going to be like, hey, I thought this was the music and crypto podcast. Cause I know, knowing me, I'll probably get all off topic and start, asking your opinions on all that stuff. But I love the fact that you kind of bring it back to the consciousness, back into music, and that's what this is all about. And I think it's real important that we start teaching children at a very young age about music and how to appreciate it. What age do you think it's good to start teaching children about music?
Oh, I think right away. I mean, I've just read study after study on how music improves all kinds of things, from language to math ability to reasoning, and in children. I started, just singing and humming, and with my child when she was a baby, and she started singing and humming, as early as, one. I think that I heard her, it might have been like you couldn't understand the words, but she definitely had a melody and whatnot, and a rhythm, and those are kind of, components that you can find mathematics in. And I think it kind of touches a part of the brain that activate reasoning.
Not to put you on the spot, sorry. It's all right. Not to put you on the spot, but is there a specific article or something that kind of like blew your mind as far as, kind of music, teaching music in children, how it connects to other things? Any, fun facts or, something that really just kind of grabbed your attention that you can share with us?
Well, let's see. My book references all kinds of studies and whatnot. So there was an Australian study. It was like a cohort study, and it tracked like 10,000 children, and it looked at like the effects of music in, like, I don't know, their environment, in their economics, and it was like 2 to 3 years of age that they were first measured, and then again at 4 to 5, and they used music to kind of see how it affects their circumstances. And what sticks out to me about that is that it was just such a big study with so many children, and there was like a broad range of improvement in like just their numeric reasoning, their social skills, the regulation of their attention, being able to concentrate and focus, just by having kind of music as an aspect of their development at that early. And that was, like 2 to 3 years, I think, when they started that. But yeah, there's also studies that show like, songs and stories alike, both like heighten brain activity in children, and it helps improve their vocabulary and academic success, and literacy and memory. And so, it's just kind of a pathway for learning. Think about songs and whatnot that, help kids learn, well, just the ABCs.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. We're all thinking hard, and like ABCs, boom, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, music, it's crazy. Like I'm really kind of as you're talking, I'm putting it kind of full circle, because I was watching a video the other day, or it's been a while now, but it shows that like under production of certain songs, they'll change the frequencies because it strikes something in our brain cells that kind of, make us like it. And then, believe it or not, like I have a friend in Florida that actually, he's got to be on the podcast pretty soon, and he's a he's a neurological music therapist. Yes, that's a thing. I had no idea. And like he helps people with their issues through the use of music, and that's just fantastic. So you can really see it come full circle from infancy all the way to adulthood and older age.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, and as a matter of fact, like that is part of my aspirations. And the next book that I plan to, make for a more adult audience is kind of guided meditations with music. And I'm working with somebody who is going to do like the frequencies to, depending on the brain state that we want to activate, you can activate like alpha frequencies or beta or theta. And depending on what you want to do with the music, if you want to use it for relaxation, if you want it to like stimulate some kind of learning, if you want it to, and using different wavelengths in the music that would kind of be part of the, whatever direction that we would be aiming for with that, guided meditation or whatever.
Wow. Yeah, that's so true. 'Cause you can kind of direct those frequencies into kind of what you want or what your goal is. I bet you there's like some sort of documentary on this that we got to watch.
Right. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. So you've got the one book out. Where, if people want to check it out, where can they check it out at?
Well, you can find it online at musicallygrown.com, and you can purchase it there. I've seen other retailers. I think I saw one retailer selling it for like $3,000. I was like, wow, I think that's pretty valuable.
Yeah, in that case, I'm hanging on to mine.
Right? So yeah,
I owe you big.
There are only 500 in print right now. So, and that's just, I'm still, like I said, kind of building up the business. And
and I know you made that a while ago because you had the CD in there.
Yeah.
I was like, how do I play this?
Oh.
Do you have like a digital version?
I do, but it's, it came down. I have to renew my license. So
gotcha. Okay.
I'm still kind of getting back into that, but yeah, you can it's the mini disc. So you know how the disc players, I don't know, whoever still has them. And
Isn't that crazy that we're talking about
CD,
nobody has CDs anymore?
and then they have the little CD disc.
Yes.
You know what I mean? In the plate that pops out. So these are the mini discs, and they just go inside the little one. So
yeah. No, I've seen it. Well,
yeah,
okay. So
yeah.
Musically Grown LLC or musicallygrown.com, right?
Yes, musicallygrown.com.
Okay, so everyone check out musicallygrown.com. We played some music in the intro and the outro. We might play some here in the middle too, so you can hear kind of what Gina is doing there for the children and how everything kind of connects. But now I want to shift gears a little bit and kind of get into the crypto side of things. So after all, it's a music and crypto podcast, and we're talking a little bit about how the market's been a little crazy the last couple days. So how did you get into crypto?
Well, my ex-husband is a white hat hacker. So he works for organizations to protect them from people who would want to, do nefarious things through, hacking. And so he's kind of really, I don't know, what word would that be? Like he's like, he knows about like all the digital or latest.
So he got you into it, in other words.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
So he kind of introduced it to me, and since then I've been exploring it on my own and learning about it. And so I've been hodling for maybe 2.5 years now, I would say.
That's awesome. So you got in at least before the big bull run then,
yeah.
right? Good for you.
Yeah. I started, I just wanted to kind of dabble my toes into mining without having to purchase all the big, gear, expensive, equipment and whatnot. So I found a token that you can mine, and, it's like, I don't know, worth very little right now, but it's mining in the background, and I'm like, okay, who knows? Maybe one day they'll be worth $300 a token. So,
Yeah, there's so many altcoins
like this little
out
piggy
there.
bank that's been.
That's true. I mean, I feel like we do have to stay on top of it because we want to avoid all these ICO scams and everything, but there are quite a bit of really good use case products or projects. I mean, we're building on the Tron platform, so you're not really mining, but we have this 27 super representatives, so we kind of share the rewards. We're one of them, so we share our rewards every day. We pay out BeatzCoin and TRX. So yeah, it's cool. It's a great opportunity.
I love that concept.
Yeah.
I mean,
DPoS is a lot faster. I mean, it's a little bit more centralized than the other projects like Bitcoin and these other ones that are proof of work. But if you think that any of these projects are 100% decentralized, you're fooling yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
I love that, the concept behind your platform and just the whole sharing the rewards. And I mean I don't know how you feel. I not to like throw other names in there, but like the basic attention token, kind of that same concept, and how they're paying people to view and paying people to, and just kind of having that full circle and
right.
of I would definitely really love that concept.
I would definitely say that VibraVid and the BeatzCoin token is very similar, just in a different element to what, the Brave browser and the BAT token is, because, people will be able to market their content, whether it's music or videos or whatever, podcasts, you name it, and get listeners on board, and those listeners can start earning the token, while at the same time, the content creator is free to charge whatever they want. And, the payments are instantaneous pretty much. And that's pretty much why I went with the Tron blockchain, just because, you don't have to wait for like 5 minutes for a transaction to go through. It's pretty much immediate. So I think you'll find many ways or many advantages to grow, musically grown in with blockchain technology.
Yeah, I'm excited to get started. I mean, when do you think you guys will have the platform up that, artists can start, posting their content? And
so our community is so like, they're so patient yet impatient at the same time.
Yeah.
They're like, why are you delaying everything? Well, we were starting with IPFS, which is a file storage system, and then we moved over to the BitTorrent protocol, which, as you know, is kind of the largest peer-to-peer network in the world and accounts for a lot of traffic. So that delayed us. But, it's awesome the way things are going to work. We have an MVP coming out. So it's not going to have all the bells and whistles, but what our goal is to have, our people be able to at least create a profile and start uploading things by, the end of this month or early next month. And
wow.
yeah. At least it won't have all the bells and whistles, but at least you'll already have your wallet integrated on your account, and you'll have an actual profile. So that way, it's just a matter of you uploading music. Because right now, I mean, content creators can't do anything just yet. But once we get to that point and we keep building on that, then, the platform's just going to get more and more awesome. So we're excited about that. We're very, very excited about that.
Well, I'm excited to be, an early adopter and one of the first to, kind of give it a go.
Yeah, definitely. It's a whole nother platform. It's, like I said, I just wrote an article about some of the early advantages that we'll be able to have on VibraVid. So it's just a matter of, taking advantage of it and making a name for yourself, and you've got the tools to do it. So that's pretty great. So we're excited. I can't say much more than that, but we're really, really excited.
Oh, top secret, huh? Is that what it is?
I mean, we got some stuff, but it's definitely a huge project because, you could say we're competing against other blockchain projects, and you could say we're competing against the big guys like, Spotify and Apple Music. But, the content creation and entertainment industry has so much money to be made in it that, like, the opportunities are endless. And what you're doing with, children and learning, you can carve out a niche for yourself and really take advantage of it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So now that we kind of talked a little bit about everything, is there any kind of closing remarks that you want to make? Anything that you want to share with us before we head on out?
Well, I guess just, if people are interested in, checking out my music and book, to go to musicallygrown.com. And, the book I'm planning on publishing next year, 2020 is my goal date. ManifestM5.com kind of explores, some of the topics that I've been talking about today, as far as mindfulness and music and mantras and mudras as modalities to kind of, connect with the Akashic field, or the all, or the, that dark matter, the energy verse, or so forth. And those are kind of the sites I'm working on. And Musically Grown LLC has a YouTube channel that, I have a couple videos on now, but am working on, and we'll have a podcast soon, so you can find those links too on the sites that I just mentioned.
Yeah,
so, we'll check those out.
Yeah, we'll definitely
and,
make
and
sure
look
to
for
link
me on
those
VibraVid when that launches.
Yeah, absolutely. You bet it. You bet so. Are you in? Do you have any personal social media like Twitter, Instagram, any of that stuff?
No, I really haven't gotten anything up yet. Just YouTube so far. But yeah, it's in the works. I'm just kind of, I haven't done a actual launch yet, but I'm planning a campaign after I finish my third podcast. So advertising and the whole bit. So I'm serious about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Fair enough, though. We do need you on crypto. Have you heard about crypto Twitter?
No.
Oh man, crypto Twitter. There's the good, the bad, the ugly. It's a fun environment. And when we're in bull markets, no, it's
a VibraVid.
No. People just call it crypto Twitter. Like I honestly think the biggest platform where people interact with cryptocurrency and blockchain technology is through Twitter. That's where all the news comes out, and that's the place to be. So we need more women in crypto. So you got to make your profile there.
Okay, all right. I will check it out. It's on my to-do list today.
Well, I had a great time talking to you. It was. I wish you nothing but the best with Musically Grown. And again, everyone, make sure you check out musicallygrown.com and instill that musical value in your children.
Absolutely, yeah, and just using music to instill whatever messages that we want in our children, and using music and even making our own songs and singing our own songs to them, because these will be lasting impressions that they'll take with them for a lifetime, and I believe.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Gina.
Yeah, thank you, Alex.
Singing to the trees, deep beneath the ocean, through tundra and grasslands, where the river runs off the edge of mountain grains of sand. Earth child, we're all children of the earth. Sustainability means allowing for rebirth, allowing plants and animals what they need to survive. Calling children of the earth, keep the planet alive. Earth child, we're all children of the earth. Sustainability means allowing for rebirth, allowing plants and animals what they need to survive. Calling children of the earth, keep the planet alive.
If you're not recycling after listening to this song, there's something wrong with you, and you really need to check yourself. Guys, that was a fantastic episode with Miss Gina. Again, it's Musically Grown. You could find a couple of her songs or videos on YouTube for the time being, and of course, she's going to be on VibraVid. That is it for this episode. Please make sure to stay tuned to our announcements. We have a lot of big things coming up. I did want to let you guys know that we are holding a special raffle with 10 different prizes for those who are voting for us for Super Representative. We want to thank you guys. We've been a Super Rep now for going on 3 months at least, and we've stood our ground there, but we want to get back up in that top 10, and we want to incentivize you guys. So put your votes from now on to the beginning of next month, and you may just win some TRX, some BTT, some t-shirts, some hats. We're giving a lot of stuff away. So guys, we will see you in the next episode. Peace.